The total surface area of a hemisphere with radius r is given by this formula 3 pi r square. Next question, the volume of a sphere of radius r is 4 by 3 pi r cube. This is a direct formula. So next one, during the conversion of a solid from one shape to another, remember the volume of the new shape will remain unaltered. That means when we convert one shape, say a sphere is converted into a cone, okay, the volume of the sphere and the volume of cone will remain the same. So here remains unchanged or unaltered. Next question, if the radius of a sphere becomes 3 times, then its volume will become, so when the radius will increases by 3 times, the volume will increase by 27 times. So we know the volume of a sphere is given by 4 by 3 pi r cube. If this radius becomes 3 times, so the new volume will be equal to 4 by 3 pi. Instead of r, it will be 3 times r, so it will be 4 by 3 pi. 3 cube is 27 and r cube, supposing r cube into 3 cube will be 27. So you can see it has increased by 27 times the original volume. This was the original volume. So when the radius increases by 3 times, the volume will increase by 27 times. One more point to remember, if the radius becomes 3 times, the surface area will increase by square of 3, that will be 9. But in this case, the volume will increase by 27 times. Next question, the surface area of two spheres are in the ratio 16:9. So surface area of one sphere by surface area of the second sphere 16 is by 9. So we know the formula of surface area is 4 pi r square. So let's write r1 square by 4 pi r2 square equals to 16 by 9. And if we cancel 4 pi, so we are left with r1 by r2 square equals to 16 by 9. 16 by 9, if we remove the square, it will be 4 by 3. So the ratio of their volumes, ratio of the volume V1 by V2 will be equal to 4 by 3 by r1 cube divided by 4 by 3 by r2 cube. If you cancel this, we are left with r1 cube by r2 cube, but r1 by r2 is 4 by 3 whole thing cube. This will give us 64 by 27. So ratio of the volume will be 64:27. That is option A. A solid metallic sphere of radius 9 cm is melted to form a solid cylinder. Sphere is melted to form a solid cylinder of same radius 9 cm. We have to find the height of the cylinder. Now here the question says a sphere is melted and made into a cylinder. Okay, so the volume of the sphere and volume of the cylinder should be equal, since sphere is melted and made into a cylinder. And volume of cylinder, we know its sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. R here is 9, so I'll write 9 cube. Then cylinder is pi r square. R is 9, so 9 square r square h. H is the height. Yeah, pi we can cancel from both sides, so we're left with 4 by 3 into 9 cube, means 9 into 9 into 9, divided by this 9 square. If you bring it to the left hand side, it will come to the denominator, so 9 into 9, we're left with h. So this 2 9 we can cancel, 3 1s are 3, 3 3s are 9. So h we are getting equal to 4 into 3, 12. So answer is 12 centimeter. If a cone and a sphere have equal radii, and equal volumes, then the ratio of the diameter of the sphere to the height of the cone. So here what is given to us is volume of a sphere equals to volume of a cone. So volume of sphere, let's write the formula 4 by 3 pi r cube. And volume of cone is 1 by 3 pi r squares. Radius of the sphere and the cone is same, remember, so we can put the same r on both sides. So now let's cancel this 3 with this 3, because if you cross multiply, this 3 will come to the numerator in the left hand side. Then we can cancel pi with pi. Now let's bring the radius and height to one side and number to the other side. So radius, we have r cube by r square, okay, and this height also, if you bring, it will be here. This side we have 1. If we cross multiply, this 4 will go to the denominator. Next line, we can cancel this r square. There are 3 r's here, so 1 r will be left. So r by h is 1 by 4. But we want the ratio of diameter. Diameter means twice the radius. So let's make this r as 2r. So if we multiply with 2 here, we have to multiply both sides with 2. So if we multiply with 2 both sides, we'll get 2r as diameter and h. On this side we can cancel 1 by 2. So the ratio of diameter to the height is 1:2. Next question, the volume of a cube of an edge of 4 centimeter. A cube of edge 4 centimeter. We know the volume of a cube is given by the formula side cube or edge cube. Edge is 4, so 4 cube, 4 into 4 into 4 is 64 centimeter cube. So answer is 64 centimeter cube. Next question, 8 metallic spheres, each of radius 2 mm, are melted and recasted into a single sphere. So whenever one shape is made into another shape, the volume remains the same. So here 8 metallic spheres are melted and made into one big sphere. So the volume of the big metal sphere and volume of all 8 small spheres should be equal, because the small spheres are melted and made into one big sphere. And the volume of the big sphere, the formula is 4 by 3 pi r cube. Let's write capital R for the big single sphere, equal to 8 into the volume of each small sphere, 4 by 3 pi. Let's write small r as the radius of those small spheres. Now this 4 by 3 pi from both sides will cancel, so we are left with capital R cube, that is the radius of the big sphere holding cube, equals to 8 into the small r cube, and small r is given to be 2 mm, so we'll write 2 cube. Next line, we can write r cube equals to this 2, also we can write 2 cube into 2 cube. So r cube we are getting equals to 4 cube, 2 2s are 4 cube. So both sides we can solve cube from both sides, we'll get r equals to 4. Since r cube equals to 4 cube, so r will be 4. So the correct answer is 4 mm. That is, the radius of the new sphere is 4 mm. Next question, the total surface area of a cube of length a units. So we know total surface area of a cube is 6a square. So that's the formula. Next one, the total surface area of a right circular cylinder. So the formula of total surface area of a right circular cylinder is 2 pi r bracket r plus h. If the curved surface area of a cone is 308 and its slant height is 14 centimeter, then the radius of the base is. Now what is given to us is curved surface area of a cone. So curved surface area of a cone is 308, that is given. Curve surface area of cone is given by the formula pi r L equals to 308. So pi, we can substitute 22 by 7. Radius is not given. Slant height L is given to be 14. So we can put 14 in place of L, equal to 308. And cancel 7 ones are 7, 7 twos are 14. Let's keep this radius here. We have 308 divided by this 22 into this 2. Then cancel 2 ones are 2, 2 1, 2 5 are 10, 2 4, 2 11, 2 7 are 14, 2 7 11 1, 11 7. So the radius is 7 centimeter. The next question, if the radius of a sphere is doubled, then the ratio of the volumes of the first sphere to the new sphere. Since the radius is doubled, ratio of the radius of the first sphere to the radius of this new sphere R2 will be 1:2. Radius is doubled, that's why the ratio of their radii will be 1:2. Then the ratio of their volumes we have to find. So ratio of the volume of the first to that of the new sphere will be given by this volume of sphere. We know 4 by 3 pi r cube. So for the first one we'll write r1 cube. For the new we will write r2 cube. Now 4 by 3 pi, 4 by 3 pi will cancel, so we're left with r1 by r2 holding cube. We can write holding cube like this. Then since r1 by r2 we got 1 by 2, we'll substitute 1 by 2 here, holding cube. This will give us 1 cube. 1 to cube is 8, so the ratio is 1:8. So correct option is D, 1:8. Next question, the radius r and height of a right circular cylinder given, and we have to write its curved surface area. And we know curved surface area of a cylinder is given by the formula 2 pi rh. So curved surface area is 2 pi rh. Next question, that r and h be the radius of a cone, then the volume of a cone. We know the formula of volume of a cone is 1 by 3 pi r square h. Next question, let capital R and small r be the outer and inner radii of a spherical shell, then its volume. The volume of a spherical shell, so if this is the outer sphere and we have a small sphere inside, this portion is the volume of the spherical shell. To get the volume of the spherical shell, it should be equal to outer volume minus the inner volume. So outer volume will be using capital R. So it will be 4 by 3 pi, volume of a sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. For outer we'll put capital R. And inner volume, inner sphere, that small sphere inside the sphere, radius is small r. So then we can see 4 by 3 pi common in both the terms. So we'll take 4 by 3 pi common. So we'll be left with capital R cube minus small r cube. So the correct option is option A, not option D.